Good morning once again. Welcome to Global Morning on Global Television. Abuja, the place where stories come alive, ideas spark, and the moment that matter takes center stage. I am Sadia Yakubu. Together with me in the studio, Ubong Usero, as usual, will be your host for the next few minutes. DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. You can also watch on YouTube using at Global TV NG. So, on this segment of the program, we're talking about beyond reserved seats, ensuring women participation in our Nigerian democratic process. So you see, it's a policy and advocacy theme that argues that increasing women's political representation requires more than simply creating reserved legislative seats. While the proposed reserved seats for women bill is seen as an important step, advocates contended that deeper reforms are needed within political parties, electoral system, and governance structure. While the issue matters, women make up roughly half of Nigeria's population, if I'm correct.
Right.
All right.
Or even more.
Yeah, or even more. Yet their representation in elected offices remains very low. All right. Recent advocacy around the reserved seat bill highlights that women hold fewer than 5% of the seats in Nigerian parliaments. All right, one of the lowest level of female legislative representation globally. Following the 2023 election, women constituted only a small fraction of candidates. Female candidates experienced very low electoral success rate. And you see, what in terms of election, women will buy form. You see women coming out to campaign, like to tell other people that me as a woman, I want to contest for a particular post or particular seat. But then the people, some men or some of let me just say some of the people rather would not support her. They feel like women should remain in the kitchen, women should stay back at home, women should do this, women should do that, but not to take political, not to come out in political arena.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of, let's say, traditional sentiment concerning women getting into position of power. But over the years, we've seen also increased women participation in politics. We've seen increased women, involvement in issues of talking about societal inclusion and all of that. And I think it's getting better. Even though I have issues with reserved seats, right? And as we talk with our guests, we'll have deeper explanation.
All right, so as usual, joining us via Zoom is MAIMUNA EGIGOGO or MAIMUNA Raji EGIGOGO, a journalist, a broadcaster, poet, educator, and a community development advocate with extensive experience in the media, public communication, and social impact initiative, and also politician. Yes, I could recall when the primary election was just around the corner. She was also among the women that came out to say, I want to contest as a member of a state house of assembly. But then I feel at some point the consensus or zoning issue now took her away out of the that post or that position she was vying for. So good morning and nice having you on the show.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure to join you on Global TV, Abuja. Good morning, Abuja.
All right, and here's my colleague Ubongo Usa.
Very good morning to you. It's good to speak to you this morning.
Good morning. It's good to see you too.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's quickly get started. What does beyond reserved seats mean in the context of women's political participation in Nigeria?
Thank you once again for inviting me to share my views and on women political participation in Nigeria, and particularly beyond reserved seats. I think what we should ask ourselves as Nigerians is that reserved seats there, because the reserved seat is just a starting point or a beginning point, but it is actually not a destination for us. But beyond the reserved seat, women have real influence in decision making, policy formulation, budget allocation, and governance. And I'll give you an example. It is not enough for a woman to occupy a legislative seat, but it is for her to be included and add our own voice to whatever development she of any particular thing that she wants to do. But if she is excluded from key committees where major decisions are made, then what is the essence of you saying reserve seat or giving a woman that chance to vie? But for me, that reserve seat is not there.
This question. Personally, I feel that even though culturally we've seen women being not given as much opportunities as they should, I feel that women have the number to put in any woman they need into position in Nigeria, because they have the highest number of voters in different communities. Sometimes we would like to ask questions about the fact that our women have the number, but why are they not using those numbers to be able to put in their fellow women into offices?
Oh yes. The issue is, even if we have the numbers, just like you have said, that we, the women, have the numbers, we stay at the queues to vote for our female counterparts, but are we given that opportunity? The opportunity is not there. There are policies that did not even favor us. So even if we have the numbers, the policies are not favoring us. So how do we now come out and say, yes, we want to contest or we want to vie for a particular position? So I believe it is not only the numbers. We should also be given an opportunity. There should be a level playing ground for us to be able to have that opportunity to clinch any ticket we want or any position that we want to.
So how important is women's participation for strengthening democracy and good governance?
Yes, for me, democracy works best when all groups are well represented. Because just like he have said, that we make up nearly half of Nigerians' population, but they exclude us because of some of those issues that I have raised earlier, that we are not given opportunity to aspire, especially when he said cultural stereotype. Of course, there are limited access to also party structures and inadequate support system, which I've earlier mentioned. But when we talk about how important women participation in participation for strengthening democracy and good governance, I feel that countries with higher female representation often record stronger social policies in healthcare, education, child welfare, businesses, and other aspects of life.
Reserve seats, and some persons have said, should Nigeria now adopt this reserve seats bill as a constitutional provision? Because for me, like I mentioned, I still feel that because women have the number. Let me give you a scenario. When back in the university, I contested for a position, and were 5 men and one female, 5 males, 1 female. And I was thinking that because we have 1 female, the female is likely going to win because she's a female, and the female gender may want to vote towards her. So one of the days when I went for rounds of campaigns, I met some females and I asked them, please, I need your support. And they told me, don't worry, we'll support you. We'll even prefer to support you than support a fellow female, because I asked them, why are you not going to support her? They said she doesn't greet them. So for me, let's talk about women and how they even react to their fellow women candidature. Do they support it? Do they show so much support to their fellow women when they are contesting for positions?
Yes, I think beyond what you said, and it is because women are not being allowed to come out and vie. And now that there is a lot of sensitization, a lot of awareness, and of course, how many women have contributed to development of this country and the nation. So for me, if a fellow woman is not supporting her own fellow woman, because of maybe she's not greeting, or she's not a social person, or she did this, she did that, I think it's beyond mere keeping unnecessary things like that. Because if a woman, or if a person, or a candidate can deliver, there is no point in you saying because she didn't greet you, but what can she offer to you? What can she put on the table? I think we women should start thinking beyond our relationship with one another. Some men that don't even have a good relationship and at the top, occupying many positions. But if women take away that, should I use the word enviness or jealousy, something like that, away from their minds, and allow a female colleague or a female participation in politics, I think it's going to help all of us, including those that are saying that because she doesn't greet, or because she doesn't relate with us. So it should go beyond all these little talks. If a woman can offer, if a woman can represent, give her the chance, irrespective of how our relationship is with people. But then it is better we as women, what do we call this? As women try to build stronger relationship, good rapport with each other, so that when opportunities like this come, we can say, okay, this is the person that we want to bring out to come and represent us, because she is of good character, she's of good this, she have integrity, she have this, she's a honest person and all that. Yeah.
Are political parties doing enough to support female candidates?
For me, is I must say that in Nigeria's political scenario or political gimmick, I think that political parties are not really supporting women participation, because in terms of, I will give you an example of financial obligations, or when the nomination forms comes up, even when they say that 50% for women and disability people, but the tickets, the nomination form and the tickets, is it interest form they call it? It's just 6 million. Yes, 6 million for the state assembly. But you end up, as a woman, you end up spending 4 million. Because after you have paid your 2.5 or 3 million roughly, you'll be giving party some amount of money. And at the end of it, the money you are going to be paying is much. So if political parties are supporting women participation, I think the best they should have done is, okay, let's give free tickets to women because we want women representation. And because of the reserved seats that they are clamoring on, or the reserved seats that they are saying, shouting reserved seat for women, and nothing to show for it. If really it's the reserved seat, let every woman that have come out to contest or to aspire for a position be given that opportunity, not to even purchase a form. Free slot, if you have indicated your interest to come out and vie. Free form, free form should be given by all political parties.
Campaign, because we know that this is also, please just help us steady your camera in one place so we could have a clearer picture for our video. Let's talk about campaign finance. We've seen time and time again people complain about the amount of money that we spend in the country for running campaigns, and I like that you give us your opinion how costly it is to run for office in Nigeria and even running campaigns. You could say you don't pay bribe, but we know that you have to mobilize agents, you have to pay for logistics, and all of this is in millions and millions. So how do women access the finance to be able to run and fund their campaigns?
This is one of the biggest barrier, I must say, because you see, many women have the competence to lead, but because they don't have the resources to finance their campaigns, mobilize supporters and purchase nomination from, just like you have said, it becomes very difficult for us. And I'll give you an example. While I was going for stakeholders engagement, and every stakeholder I engage will ask me, did you have the money? So it's that too bad that they will not even look at your competency, but they'll ask you, did you have the money? Or is someone financing you? That kind of questions. And then you begin to ask, where is that look for competency in candidates or in a candidature? Where is it? Because many of us now have sold our conscience with money. And Nigerian politics now is based on money. If you don't have money, you cannot contest. So even when President Muhammad Buhari came out, he didn't have the money. He came out again, no money, and people didn't vote him. He came out again, no money. And when the last time when he got the ticket, it was when people started the other recharge card they did now. Buy recharge card for and then that recharge card stand for your own contribution for the president to vie. So this is one of the biggest barrier for us as women. And if you don't have a sponsor or anyone that will sponsor you, your own is just a history, or it become a story for you.
Participation. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I said, to what extent do cultural and religious norms influence women's political participation?
I'm going to be giving you some of this practical example that happened to me. We were 4 that came out to contest for the state assembly, Niger State Assembly. And among all of them, I'm the youngest. And when I came out that I want to contest for the state assembly, people begin to ask that, doesn't she have a husband? Is she not married? Does her religion allows that? All these questions came up. But then I told some of them that confronted me that if I can participate or if I can study journalism and my husband have allowed me to study journalism and practice journalism, then I see no reason why he will say no again if I said I want to venture into politics. And that kept them short, those that were saying, is she not married? And I said, yes, of course I'm married. And when it comes to cultural belief, people think that women should not come out to vie or to contest for any political position because they feel that women are meant to be at home, to take care of their children, to take care of the home, to take care of their husband, blah, blah, and all that. And they feel that even if you are educated, the political space is not where for a woman to go, or is not a place for a woman to go. But until we change that narrative, that women can also participate in politics, but we cannot do that alone. If the male or our men cannot support us, because some of them are just hypocritical, because they will tell you, yes, I'm with you, you can go, but when it comes to real thing in the scene, you begin to hear some small talks that no, why would they? Women are very weak, women are this, they're supposed to be there, they're supposed to be this, they're supposed to be at home, take care of us, take care of this and that. And who tells them that a woman cannot represent them? Sometimes people even rub religion on your face, that your religion does not allow you to represent them. That is wrong for a Muslim woman to contest and all that. I have a scenario of someone who sent a voice of a cleric to me when he was delivering some of his sermons, or he was making he was preaching, and the Malam was saying for a woman to, it was in Hausa, for a woman to vie for a position, a political position, to become a member, to become a this is haram, that is wrong. And it hits. I say, I am not an authority, but then the little knowledge I have in Islam, I know that a woman can represent. And I'm also religiously sound. So why are you sending this to me? I know what I'm doing. And before I come out, I have made my researches of how this works. So, and I know my limitation as a Muslim woman. So I know what I'm doing, and he just kept quiet. That same person sent to my husband, I say, my husband showed me, I say, have you seen that? I say, yes, I've seen it, but then I've also responded to him, So all these things, it happens sincerely, and it hinders our representation in politics seriously.
Stereotypes and how the limited participation. Well, I want to talk about some of the women that have stood as what is possible and have shown signs that women can walk this path. How do you draw inspiration from those kind of women? And for you, are you mentoring other women too, so we do not continue in this cycle?
Yes. While I was, I came in, because this is my first time I came out to contest. We have some of these women in State Assembly that I was looking up to, who I looked up to at that moment. And sincerely, those women gave me the really support I needed. The likes of Honorable Binta Mamman, who was the only female in the State Assembly at 7th, 8th Assembly and 9th Assembly. She was the only woman throughout. Unfortunately, she didn't clinch this ticket, or she stepped down because of zoning whatever formula that was in Gurara local government, or that is in Gurara local government. And another one came at the 10th Assembly, Afiniki Dauda. She's the only female now at the State Assembly, Niger. And of course, we have the likes of Barrister Mariam Kolo, who also wanted to come, but she didn't came out. She didn't come out again because of some reasons. But then she was behind the scene, giving me the support that I needed. That don't give up, don't give up. We women can also do our best in the nation's development. So don't give up. Then don't let them scare you. These men, don't let them scare you. And that's kept on giving me the motivation to move on. Then while you said that, what am I doing to mentor other women? The thing is, I told you that, of course, we have to have the support of the men. We are not dragging anything from them, and we will not drag. We are not asking for equality here, but we are asking for equity and representation of women in any space of life or in any endeavor. But then, if we don't have their support, these reforms cannot be driving. And for me, a lot of sensitization for women to come up. Recently, I had one or two discussions with young women to discuss my own political aspiration and what hindered my own position for not clinching the ticket. I really know that it is not because I'm not competent or because I cannot represent my people, but because of party policies and structures that were on ground that unfortunately deprive my people of my good representation. So if we can mentor young women to see reason why they can also have that boldness, because it is not about you saying that I want to contest. Did you have the confidence? Did you have the boldness? Because when you're moving, there are these forces, these arsenals, these intimidations from these men that if you see some of those intimidations, you just say, if this is where it is how it is, sincerely, I cannot move on again. So it's beyond saying I want to contest. So I want to see how we can mentor young female or young women to have that boldness, that focus, and that passion that politics is not a dirty game, because many people feel that politics is a dirty game. It's how you see, if it is how you make it dirty that you feel that it's dirty. But for me, politics is a dirty game. You have to be conscious of whatever you do and how you're going to represent your people very well.
And sharing insights into this particular topic with us. We really do appreciate your time on the program this morning, and I'll allow Sadia to say a few things too.
All right, so thank you very, very much, MAIMUNA Raji EGIGOGO, for being part of the program this morning. I hope to have you in the studio soon, so we'll talk more about this topic.
Thank you so very much for giving me the opportunity.
Is that reserved seats should be viewed as a starting point, not the final solution. Sustainable gender